Hey everyone, I'm Chris and this is my first attempt at deck tech content. This is a Boba Cunning deck I've been playing with lately, having a lot of fun and actually getting quite a few wins. It's essentially a straightforward set 1 Boba yellow deck that has been updated in order to incorporate some cards from Shadows of the Galaxy, so if you've been a Boba player before, it can be a budget-friendly transition for you. The point of this deck is to keep pressuring your opponent, taking care of their early game units and either trade up or exhaust any big ones they might drop. As you can probably already see, this lacks late game heavy hitters, so you need to be quick and dirty to secure a win. Now let's go through the card list. First and foremost, we got our leader, Boba Fett, with his ability giving you the option to exhaust him in order to ready a resource when an enemy unit leaves play. This is great in a deck with cheap cards, since it opens up a lot of options, but at the same time, it requires a bit of resource awareness in order to make the most out of it. Defeating enemy units first thing in a round just by attacking them is sometimes not the best option with Boba, since there are no exhausted resources to ready. He needs just 5 resources to deploy and his leader unit side is amazing, with 4 power and 7 HP, which makes him a real threat for your opponent. Finally, his ability allows you to ready 2 resources when he completes an attack, if an enemy unit has left play in the same phase. If you manage to make your 4th turn as effective as possible by playing a card, defeating an enemy unit, readying 1 resource, deploying Boba, attacking with him, readying 2 more resources, and playing yet another card, you will get way ahead of your opponent. I think Greedo is a no-brainer here. It's a great turn 1 drop that can trade up quite nicely, especially combined with McClunky and Boba's ability. This allows you to play Greedo, return him to your hand with McClunky, deal 3 damage to your opponent's first round drop, use Boba's ability to ready a resource, and play Greedo again. Shoot First is great for dealing with units without having to sacrifice yours. McClunky is one of my favorite cards of set 2 so far. As already stated, it works wonders with Greedo, and since there's a lot of underworld units in this deck, you can use it to its maximum potential, especially if you can get Bosk on the ground. Next up, No Good to Me Dead, an amazingly annoying card for your opponent. I think most, if not all, Cunning decks utilize this. I considered replacing this with Frozen in Carbonite, but the extra cost of it made me keep No Good, at least for the time being. Crafty Smuggler. Shield helps this trade up quite nicely, plus it's an underworld card, so it's a great target for McClunky. Surprise Strike, because who doesn't want to surprise their opponent, right? Incinerator Trooper. Now I haven't seen a lot of people using this one, and I guess it's because of the low stats, but I find having a constant Shoot First ability great, especially when you come up against aggro decks. Boba Fett, cause he can deal with early units, can trade up very nicely, and synergizes with all the exhaust abilities that are present in the deck. Not really much else to say here, it's a Boba deck after all. 7th Fleet Defender, a solid space shielded unit. This can help you maintain some presence in the space arena early on. Body Rook, because there will always be something in your opponent's hand worth discarding, and even if not, at least you get some, inside information on their hand. Waylay. This sees a lot of use lately since it's a great card to use against upgraded units. Lurking TIE Phantom. Now I have a whole video dedicated to this card, I'll actually add the link to the description. It's in my opinion the best space unit of the second set, it's cheap and despite this deck not having any upgrade cards, it still pairs nicely with the buffing option of Cunning, and it's also a great way to bait your opponents. If you drop this, a lot of players will do anything to get rid of it as fast as possible. Just keep a Waylay ready to use, in case your opponent uses Traitorous on it. Cunning? What's the point in playing a double Cunning deck if you don't utilize this card? Most of the times I end up using the exhaust and buff options, but all of them can be very useful depending on the situation. It's always great to have a lot of options after all. Strafing gunship, because it can really tear through your opponent's ground units and has decent enough stats to help maintain some control over the space arena. Forlom. I love units with ambush, and his synergy with Zakus, if that's the way I should pronounce it, also makes him a great threat which your opponent will probably want to deal with, which is consistent with the whole keep pressure on concept of the deck. He's also an underworld card, so clunky and ambush, it's a win. Of course Bosk, cause the good stats, the ambush, the underworld keyword, and the when you play an event ability in a deck with 17 of them makes him an auto-include. Zakus. He's good on his own, great if you manage to keep Forlom alive, at least for a round. It's the only ground unit of the deck that could be considered a bit big. Finally, not much to say for Fire Spray that hasn't been said before. It's a great space unit with great stats, amazing abilities, and in a deck like this, it really shines as a finisher among other things. It's also an underworld card. Okay, so now that we have gone through all the cards in the deck, let's take it for a spin. We are against Tarkin. Haven't been matched against him too much with his deck, so let's see how this goes. We've got 7th Fleet, Incinerator, Shoot First, Greedo, another Incinerator, and Crafty. Could be worse. Let's resource one Incinerator and actually both Incinerators. I think I'll need the shielded units more for this one. I'll open with Greedo. If he survives, he can actually shoot first next round for a change. Alright. Let's claim initiative. Another Greedo. I don't think I need a second one. And yeah, let's shoot first. Okay, fair enough. Let's actually go space. Okay, buffing up, I'll claim. A third Greedo. I guess I'll resource him. Okay. Let's put some damage on our opponent's base and see what he does. Keeps buffing ISB up. Let's play Crafty Smuggler. He'll probably attack my base now. Oh, okay. Took quite a hit there. And claim. Alright. I actually would love to keep all of these cards, but I think No Good To Me Dead has to go. Okay, Bosk can't kill it, so let's get annoying by waylaying his ISB. And he's back, but without his steroids. Opponent revealed triple Dark Raid. Let's attack his base again. I really need to keep putting pressure on the opponent with his deck, because it doesn't have a lot of heavy hitters, so I need to deal damage early on, and I'm already quite behind. Oh, here comes a Phantom. I knew I shouldn't have attacked with 7th, but there's a few things I can do with this deck. For now, I'll just attack his base. There we go. I'll also deploy. Oh, I didn't expect him to kill Crafty, to be honest. So let's attack his base and ready some resources, and now I can play Bosk. I'll ambush, take down his ISB before he gets buffed up again, and pass. McClunky is ineffective against the Phantom, so I guess it will have to go. Why is he attacking my Bosk? Anyway, let's further annoy him and... Oh, I have to deal 2 damage from Bosk. There you go. Overwhelming. Okay. I guess Bosk is dead and the shield on 7th, maybe? Yep. Good thing the Phantom is exhausted. Okay, let's just deal damage. And pass. Oh, another Cunning. I'll actually keep all these and see how that goes. Oh, okay. Exhausted Boba. Should I return Phantom and risk buffing 7th? Or return and make him discard? Okay, who dares wins. I'll return and buff. So return this, buff this. Should have probably made him discard. Oh, it's not possible? What? Why? I guess he means playing Cunning on Phantom. Yeah, I didn't defeat it though. Okay. Triple Dark Raid. He's trying to play something big, I guess. Oh, here it comes. Okay, let's damage base. Fair enough. McClunky will do nothing with 7th, so I'll claim. Oh, Surprise Strike was just what I needed now. And this is it. Alright, I'm up against Fennec aggression. I have no first round play, so I guess I'll mulligan and hope for the best. Okay, that's good enough. I'd love to have a McClunky, but let's resource Fire Spray and shoot first, I guess. It was either that or Forlom, but I want the ambush against the Fennec deck. Okay. Let's respond with craftiness. I got Waylay and Incinerator. Should I get rid of Greedo? Nah. Let's give him a chance. Opponent will probably attack my base. Oh. Now I regret resourcing that Waylay. Since it's shielded, I can't really do much. I'll actually go for Incinerator. If he survives, I can use him to take down Ketsu next round, that he won't have a shield. Okay, attacked base. Popped Crafty's shield as expected. I guess I'll try to just get more units out and try to trade up as we go. Okay, let's get some little damage done. A second Cunning. On one hand, that's a great card, on the other, this makes choosing what to resource quite harder. I really like Rook, but something's telling me I'm going to need Cunning a lot. Okay, attack space, no surprises there. So let's just kill it with fire. Incinerator is very underrated. Fair enough. Greedo dies. Let's just deal damage. Oh, okay. I was really hoping for a ground unit drop, so I could ambush with Forlom. So let's make use of one of those Cunning cards. Return and discard. Okay. Fighters for Freedom is gone. Now with this deck I'm supposed to keep pressure on my opponent. I've failed at that, but let's see if I can salvage this. Well, Rook is once again turning into a resource. Tough luck, Rook. Okay, another daring raid. Let's just attack. As expected. So if I play Phantom, he'll claim initiative and could kill it right away next round. So should I deploy or just play Forlom? Does Fennec come out at 5 or 6 resources? It's 5, so I should have deployed. That was very, very bad. Let's just deploy. I think I'm going to lose this. I've made some terrible decisions. Oh. Okay. Let's attack base and let him decide if he wants to trade leaders. Okay, there we go. A good thing at this point is that my opponent has no cards in hand, so far less options. It feels he's a player that doesn't attack right away when the round starts, so Phantom may survive. I'll actually skip resourcing this turn. Oh, okay, turns out Phantom did not survive this. Let's make him hate me. Return and buff. He has no cards, he can't do anything, so it's time to deal damage. That's going to be an easy resource decision. Oh, okay, looks like he's getting frustrated. Let's drop Fire Spray. And yeah. Now, I think I'm going to actually keep this recording because it shows how many options this deck gives you, even if you make a lot of mistakes like I did. I also probably got lucky in this one, but you know, luck and the deck have to sometimes carry you through a bad day, I guess. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think about this deck in the comments. Thanks for watching, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.